Good afternoon, everyone. As you will know, there are several comments circulating throughout Facebook world and social media that we'd like to address and make sure that everyone is getting the proper messaging and gets their information correct. So we're going to read a few of the comments and respond to them directly so that you're aware of what we need you to know. So one of the questions or one of the comments was, our co-op makes more money than the other stores they want to do this with. We will have to share our equity with them. We don't make more money than the other stores do. In fact, we all are, their stores and our stores are about the same percentage-wise at the end of the day with our net income. And we won't have to share our equity with them. They'll actually be sharing their equity with us. So we are in a good position there. Let's keep our store, vote no. Our store will stay our store. By voting no, you're eliminating the ability for us to grow in the future. The members here in town should be benefiting from the tourist dollars and the money we spend here, not give the money to Mid-Island. IMO, and wouldn't it be nice to see the equity go back up to 4%? Let's put the money back in the hands of the members in this town. The members here in town should be benefiting from the tourist dollars, and they do, and they will continue to do so. And that money stays in our pockets. It stays in as equity for you, our members. And the comment about the 4%, last year we actually elevated our fuel payout back up to 4%, and it wasn't because we did well, because we actually didn't because of the fires, but we did elevate it up to 4% because we felt our members needed to have that break, because you guys supported us throughout the fire season and everything else that went on last year. And that will continue to go forward. We, as the new co-op, the brand new Pacific Coast Co-op, will still be concerned about our members' well-being, will be concerned about our community, and will continue to support the way we have. And the next comment says, I don't understand why nobody sees this. The co-op keeps pushing more equity, but neglecting the fact that we would also have to share the wealth when others fail. Are the numbers of all 18 stores going to be available for us members to see? Because it should be black and white. I don't go to any of the other stores down Island, and if I did, I would just get a co-op number for that one. I am against this as well and hope people can see through this. Well, we will be presenting the financials at our meeting on July 9th. So please come if you'd like to see the financials and you'd like to see theirs as well. They will be presented, and we will be an open book literally for everyone to see that we're not hiding anything. And as far as sharing the wealth when others fail, what if we fail? What if we need to build a new card lock? What if we need to build a new gas bar? What if we need to fix a major catastrophic failure at our store? By having those resources at hand, we'll be able to do it without affecting the equity for you. And we'll keep our store current and relevant. So it is a fair and equitable division all the way across. We're not giving away anything, and we're not gaining massive amounts other than the resources that we would have access to. Another question was asked was, how do we vote if we can't attend this meeting? We looked into getting proxy votes for everyone, both positive and negative votes, and unfortunately our bylaws will not allow that. Our bylaws only allow us to provide a proxy vote for a director's election. Unfortunately, this isn't a director's election and I can't give you a proxy. Otherwise, we would be happy to do so. So if you can't attend the meeting, I'm afraid you won't be able to vote. And that's important to note, that please do attend the meeting, and we're making sure that we can get everybody to the meeting that wants to get to the meeting, and we're in the process of establishing or setting up some sort of taxi service or bus service so that you can get picked up and brought to the meeting. You can have your say, you can learn what you need to learn, and you can vote, and then we'll make sure you get home safely. So please stay tuned for that, because we'll make sure that you can vote. I would also like to add that our bylaws have been in place since we started back in 1956. There has been a few changes and updates to the bylaws through the years, but they're all filed through the ministry, so we are governed by those bylaws, and we don't have a choice, but they're really old, so we follow them very carefully to make sure that we do. And another thing, if you come to the meeting thinking, yes, I'm in favor of this, but you learn some information at the meeting that you're not in favor of and your vote changes to a no, that's okay. And vice versa. If you come to the meeting absolutely convinced that you're voting no, but you learn some information at the meeting or find out some information that changes your mind to a yes, that's okay too. We would like all our members to come out and vote the way that they feel is best for this co-op and this community. Please make sure that you're well informed when you make your vote. And by doing, the only way you can do that, or the best way you can become well informed while you're making up your mind for how you're going to vote, is attend this meeting, get well informed, and get the correct information and the accurate information so that you know how to vote. One of our members messaged that I showed this to my mom and she had no idea this was going on and has been a member for decades. She also does not food shop in Sayward, buy alcohol, or travel the South Island often. No extra benefits for her unless we're missing something. Fortunately, we are advertising all over the place. We've had posters up in store, so when she's in store shopping, there's posters here. We've put it in the newspaper, and it will be in the newspaper again on July the 3rd. We've been running newspaper ads. We've been on the radio. I've been attending seniors lunches. I'm attending the community lunches. I'm on the floor with brochures and frequently asked questions, and I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has at any time by sending an email, by calling, by dropping in the store, because I really would like everyone to know the information so that you can make a well-informed vote. And there's no extra benefits for her unless we're missing something. Well, actually, the extra benefits are huge. By amalgamating and partnering with this co-op, we will have a much larger resource base that we can we can contribute to our community, and that we are able to provide for growth, updates and corrections, and fixing what needs to be fixed when we need to fix it. Instead of being a small co-op, we become a much larger co-op, which provides for better asset protection. It provides for better health and safety. It provides for better employment programs. It provides a lot of opportunities for our staff as well. So the benefits are keeping your co-op here, we're keeping it local, and we're keeping it very active in the community. Another comment was, do we get to vote on this? Would this not create a co-op chain store? Mid-Island Co-op doesn't pay a good wage, and I think it's through personal experience, they treat their staff poorly. Although they treat their management like God, they really are not a good organization. For instance, they believe in the 10 commandments of customer service. And in response to that comment, do you get to vote? Yes, absolutely. July 9th at 7 o'clock, come to the community center. We'll provide information, we'll provide financials, we'll give you information that you've been asking for, and it'll all be right there so you can make a well-informed decision and vote. And will it not create a co-op chain store? No, there's no such thing as a co-op chain store. It's simply a co-op that's owned by its members. We, as members, would own a large co-op. That's all it is. It's not a chain store. And they don't pay a good wage, and through personal experience, they treat their staff poorly. They really are not a good organization. For instance, they believe in the 10 commandments of customer service. The 10 commandments of customer service are actually a very good thing to believe in, because they are as follows. Be a good listener. Identify and anticipate needs. Make customers feel important and appreciated. Body language is key. Number 5, understanding is crucial. Appreciate the power of yes. Know how to apologize. Give more than expected. Get regular feedback and treat employees well. We do all of the above and then some, so that's an excellent guideline for us to have as a partner in an organization that's very supportive. In fact, when you look at our values and our belief systems, we believe in integrity, community, cooperation, and leadership. And when you compare that to Mid-Islands, they are very, very near the same, with community, respect, teamwork, and integrity. We share the same mission, we share the same values, and we share the same beliefs in supporting our communities. Another comment is about this being the future, and we have an opportunity to become a part of a much larger organization and still remain a co-op. Population of Ukee is set to double in the next 10 years. The store we have now can barely keep up in the summertime. Sobeys has been sniffing around the property here. Jimmy Pattison has plans to expand his No Thrills stores. Walmart is going to do $1 billion upgrade to all their stores. Do you really think we have a chance if one of those box stores comes over the Sutton Pass? This co-op employs 68 staff, all with unionized wages. You need to come to the meeting in July to learn more about the benefits and ask your pointed questions. Thank you for that comment too. This is the future, yes it is. And we have an opportunity to become a much larger organization, and we will be local through and through. Vancouver Island doesn't get much more local. And the fact that Ukee's poised to grow and have a very large population growth in the next few years is true. Look at all of the number of development projects that are on the books that are coming down the line, and we are expected to be very, very busy. And in the summertime, we have long lineups already. We don't, as a small co-op, have the ability to expand where we are and what we're doing without risking our organization compared to having a large organization where we can do things like that. We cannot compete with the big boys as small as we are, unless we look to the future, and there's a possibility of an amalgamation because that'll help us. And yes, we do. We employ 68 people, up to 80 in the summertime, and they're all unionized wages, and it's the same union with Mid-Island as well. It's the truth, it's transparent, and it's what we have. So we'll make sure that your questions are answered. Just come to the meeting. One of the questions that was brought up was this brought up at our AGM a couple of weeks ago, and was there any feedback then? And we didn't bring it up at the AGM because we wanted to make sure that we had a clear AGM statement. We had a clear run through for the past year. This is for the year coming. We are holding a special meeting to adopt a special resolution if the members are in favor, and that will keep everything clean, AGM versus special resolutions. That's the only reason it wasn't brought up, because otherwise we would have been there until midnight. I'm also concerned the seniors that built this community need to be able to vote. They need proper notification and access to vote. We have been notifying in every way, shape, and form that we know how, and we will continue to do so all the way up until the day of the meeting. And we will do our best. We're working on getting a shuttle arranged for those that can't walk in, drive in, that can't be there. We'll arrange to pick you up and get you to the meeting. So stay tuned. One of our members said voting doesn't matter, or voting won't matter when it comes to big companies and politicians. They'll decide to do whatever they want. That's the difference between a co-op and big organizations and politicians. The members own us. The members make the decision whether we can do this or not. In fact, the members vote in your board of directors. The members control a lot of our operations. We are not big companies, and we are not politicians. We are a co-op, and we are here for our community. Someone mentioned that the GM may have her own agenda. I do not have an agenda here. I am here strictly and solely for this community and for this co-op. I look forward to continuing to look after this community and this co-op through my role here. I'll become a branch manager, and that will stay the same. My duties and responsibilities will stay the same. Basically, the only thing that's changing is my title. Everyone else stays the same. They have the same job, the same job description, the same pay, the same everything. Nothing is changing there. We're just going to become part of a larger operation, and I will be a branch manager. That's all it is. There is no agenda. In my new role, should the members agree to move forward with this, we will still be doing large projects and donations in the community. That will stay the same. So projects like the grocer will still happen. Projects like our commitment to the community kitchen with the CBT, those things will still happen. Nothing is changing there. We are deeply involved in our community, and we support our community in many, many ways, and that's not going to change either. So I look forward to how much of a difference we can make as a larger co-op in our own communities around the island. One of our members asked if anyone has a line on the Facebook chat or on the other side. What are Mid-Island co-op members saying? That could be a good indication of how it affects us, i.e. if they're thinking their equity checks will go up, that tells us we will be screwed. According to Ian Anderson, who is the CEO at Mid-Island, as he mentioned this morning on our radio interview and throughout this entire process, his members are approving and are looking forward to this partnership. They are not anticipating any change in their equity. They are not expecting an increase in their equity nor a decrease in their equity. They are expecting things to continue to go as they are, just seeing a larger co-op being more effective in the communities that we serve. Someone else asked, what about Port Alberni? And what happens if we have co-op numbers for both Mid-Island and Ucluelet? The first part of the question, what about Port Alberni? That's up to their board of directors. We are an open co-op to any sort of other co-ops wanting to join in this amalgamation or this partnership to continue to expand our growth across the island everywhere. But that is a board decision. It's not something that anyone opted out of. It's not anything that anyone said or did. It's a board decision. We simply opened the conversation with Mid-Island several months ago, in fact years ago, and it's been ongoing ever since. And if you have a co-op number for both Mid-Island and Ucluelet, you get to choose which one you'd like to keep, and your equity will be combined. So you won't lose anything, and you get to choose what number you want to keep using. Should you choose to use your Ucluelet number, we'll simply add a 55 in front of it so that your number would become a 6-digit number with the 55 in front, and then your 4 digits. So you choose, it's up to you. Will the other stores' books be open? Will we be able to see profits and losses and future projects? Will any information that is sent out also not only be the good benefits, but also highlight any potential not so great things that may happen if joining a group this size? It definitely won't be all sunshine and rainbows, and I think it's misleading for this decision to be portrayed this way. For the member that asked that question, yes, the books will be there at our meeting and available for everyone. They will do a rundown of their year compared to our year so that you'll see how very, very similar we are percentage-wise. They are much larger than we are, of course, but the percentages are nearly the same. They're almost exactly the same. And as far as the drawbacks go for this partnering, it's really hard to find any negatives for our co-op. Our members have raised the concerns about losing local. We won't lose local. We still have active participation. We still have a voice. We'll still be here. So it is hard to find a bad. And to be honest, I don't know of one, because it's only good for this organization moving forward and being able to look down the road 10, 20, 30 years, and we'll still be here. A member says, I think people who want this are only thinking about themselves and their equity checks. My concern is for the employees and how things will affect them and their benefits. They are the frontline workers and they have put their lives into their jobs and this community. Keep it local, vote no, or vote no, keep it local. One of the biggest concerns that our board and indeed Mid-Island's board had was that we wanted to ensure that there would be no impact to our employees or their families as a result of this partnership. And that is the case. No one will lose their job. No one is going to lose their benefits. Their benefits aren't going to be affected in any way, shape, or form. That's the beauty of a partnership like this. We are very, very similar, and we're ensuring that our employees and staff and their families stay safe in their employment and stay well employed. Nothing will change for them. So the frontline workers who have put their lives into their job and into this community, that is 100% correct. We recognize that, we applaud that, and we encourage that, and that is not going to change. One of the really big benefits from a partnership like this is, I'd like to call your attention to last year's economic results of ours. We were badly affected by forest fires last year. Our sales were down, our net bottom line was down, and it's because the fire cut us off from the tourism dollars that other people have mentioned previously. Being part of a larger organization helps to cushion that. Nanaimo didn't experience the fire, they didn't experience the interruption, and they didn't experience the lack of tourism last year. They had a great year. So we will be cushioned, and they too would be cushioned in the event of a disaster in their community as well. And no one can see into the future for that. But everyone can see that a larger organization will help protect against terrible loss in the event of something like what we went through last year. We'll still be able to continue to support things like the daycare center that this co-op has funded and set up and is being run by the Ucluelet Child Care Society. We'll be able to continue to fund Things like the community kitchen will be able to continue to fund things like the grocer program, where we can contribute to the sustainability of our own food source right here at home. None of that will change with this amalgamation. In fact, it will only be able to grow larger because we'll have access to such a much bigger organization. So please come to the meeting July 9th, 7 p.m. If you can't, let us know. We'll arrange to get you there. Please anticipate that you will vote yes, because it is the best for our community, for our staff, and for our members. I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to answering any more questions that you may have.